Good morning, Vietnam. I'm sorry, we're in the wrong place.
Good morning, Wednesday.
That's right.
How you doing?
It's nice and chilly this morning.
I know it had such a brisk.
I had to put a jacket on.
Yeah, I didn't, as you can see.
Yeah, it's definitely warm. This week I'll say.
Yeah, I still love the heat. I love the heat from my pool, but
yeah, I would too. But mine's a little dry.
I prefer summer over any other month.
Really?
Yeah, I would rather it be summer all the time.
Yeah. Well,
I'd probably get bored of that too, but
we'll move to Florida.
Yeah,
that's humid.
That's humid.
Yeah.
Humid.
Arizona 122.
The other thing that really bugs me really, really, really is wind. I just can't stand the wind.
Really?
Yeah.
I just can't stand dust.
That's it. Wind brings dust.
Yeah. Well, so does almond harvesting.
Yeah.
And what's going on right now?
Almond harvesting. Yeah. And you suffer from allergies?
Yeah. And I'm having the HVAC guy who came in last week on the radio.
Oh, got to go in
and put the, that stuff in so that we don't have to worry about that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
It's kind of inexpensive. It's
really?
not that bad. Yeah. I don't want to say my price because maybe he was giving me a good deal. I don't want to, undercut him, but
no,
it's not as much as like a whole house fan. Let's put it that way.
Which it's been 100 years since
I think whole house fans are about, if you have it installed, and depending on which one you buy, like the one that has the remote so that you don't have to worry, you can turn it on anywhere and you don't have to have all the wiring, and that's the most expensive. And I think they're around $3,000 total installed. Yeah. You can get cheaper ones, but then you hear them and other stuff, and it's just whatever you want to.
You got to get the whisper quiet ones. So
you
can leave it on while you sleep.
What?
Yeah, shh. Be quiet.
Yeah, whisper. Shh. I don't want to talk about rates because it's just we don't know where everything's going right now. Fourth quarter, like I've been saying, is where we're going to see the change. We're still in like the third quarter, if I remember right.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of chickens running around right now, screaming with their hands over their head, going, "We got to react to this, got to react to that."
Long term, real estate's better no matter what. Yeah. I understand rates might be a little bit higher today than they were 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. That's okay. Well, a month earlier, they were much higher.
Right.
Right. So
yeah. And a month later, they might be lower.
Right. You never know.
You don't.
You just got to go get your house now.
Exactly.
Get into contract.
Write that offer. Nobody's competing against you.
Yeah. That is correct. Now is no other time better than to buy a piece of property, because I have a gentleman who they're eminent domaining their house and it was a nightmare and they're getting so much money. Well, now it's almost enough to buy the house they want.
Wow.
Because not that they went down, but certain price points, and
right.
If it's 9 acre farm, not everybody wants that right now.
Exactly.
And that has nothing to do with anything other than people price stuff too expensively.
Right.
If you priced it the same price in 2005 and it didn't sell, it might not be exactly worth that right now.
You think? One of my favorite vlog. Remember when vlogging first came out?
Would that be video
blogging?
Yeah. It's still there. It just called like
there was
TikTok.
A Canadian Remax agent that he had this one 6-second clip that was still my all-time favorite, and I think he'd sold like 350 homes that year. And he said all these agents always call him and ask him, my listing's not selling. What's wrong? What am I doing wrong? And he says, I got an answer for you.
I know the answer.
Leans in close to the camera and he says, "It's overpriced." Yeah. Click, fade to black. Nice.
Yeah. That is the number one reason why real estate doesn't sell. It's because you
you're aggressive with your price.
Or I guess, yeah.
So don't be so aggressive. Yeah. Pay attention to your realtor.
Price it right and price it under, possibly to get more offers. It's that price point. I think in price, if you're FHA or below, it's going to go
right
without even thinking.
Yeah.
Once you get into the high conforming limits, then it takes a little bit longer. And then if you get over the conforming limits, now you have jumbo, which takes even longer. Yep. And it's got to be location, and they're still flying off. Because I know somebody who just listed property in Del Rio and it's gone already. Right. What I mean? That multiple people looking, because it's still about where do I want to live and the property I want to buy.
Right.
It's
absolutely
all about that period.
Condition, location.
It's always
condition is like the fourth one.
Yeah. Location. Condition. Most important thing.
Yeah.
Just like on the loan side, communication.
Well, and the other thing about condition,
Mhm.
which a lot of people don't really understand, condition equals price.
Right.
So if you don't want to put the money into it, sometimes it's not worth it, because most buyers are going to redo whatever you do,
Right.
Then it's location, price.
I think I was telling you about I don't know if I did, but this guy that got eminent domain, right? And I helped him get a new appraisal because he's a vet, and someone asked me to get in there and get involved, and I did it. Volunteered my time, and I helped him get a new appraisal. Came in even way higher, like $200,000 higher.
Wow!
And they were like, "Well, his property is it should be where you can't live in it because the way that they see." I'm like, "That's your definition. If it was so bad, county, go red tag it." Right now, tell them get the heck out of it. Yeah. But they go, well, they use these other homes that are really nice and other locations. And I go, yeah, but they adjusted it for condition of the house.
Right.
That's that one line there.
Yeah.
What is it? C3, whatever those C's are. They adjusted it down for that. So that is the value of the house.
Value of the property.
Period.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I know you're trying to get it cheaper because that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
But that's why there's articles in the paper complaining about what eminent domain is happening and what they're getting for the property. But as I always say, nobody's baby's ugly.
Yep.
Good them.
Really.
To them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of property, I kind of want to, I was telling you, I was part of a documentary. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just talking about, I was, I didn't like the name of it and all that stuff, but get past all that. They got some amazing content, and they released it on the 31st, the first episode. I'm going to share this screen real quick.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier, right?
Well, before we came on.
Well, yeah.
So basically the thing is called Hacking Real Estate. Their first episode aired last week. This is every Wednesday. They're coming out with a new episode. I don't know which episode I'm in, but it's coming, it's within the next 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Because there's only 9 weeks of it. But what was nice about this guy right here, he's an apartment king. He's been buying apartments for the last 20 years.
The guy with the pointer in his
nose right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And he had some amazing, he was just telling how he got into it and how it happened. And he's an engineer, and went back to school, was taught he needed to do all this stuff. And he got into buying his first apartment, and that's what he liked to do. And that's what he's been doing forever. So he does it all over the country. He does it everywhere. And he said, it's the only place where you can actually get what the person who's selling it, how much they're making on it, what their maintenance is, all this information you need to do to make a smart decision. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying this, they have amazing content. So the other two guys were good too, but apartments have always not eluded me, but I didn't understand why people bought certain ones, so it's just get into real estate some way. Most of the people we deal with is just buying their house to live in.
Yeah. They're starting their personal wealth and kingdom that way,
and which is great, because most people don't want to be landlords. Most people don't want to go that route, but you never know. You might get I know some people that I never would have thought of that have so many single family homes, duplexes.
And I'd venture to say this guy's not really a landlord. He's got people doing that for him.
Well, that's what it's about, because he does 30 some unit and bigger apartment complex. It comes with management companies. It comes with people to be in there. It comes with maintenance. That's what he said when he did his first deal. He's like, do I need to turn in my BMW and buy a truck and do all this? And the guy that mentored him said, dude, no, you have people for that. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't buy apartment complexes that need fixing up. That's somebody else's niche.
Right.
I buy them already done.
Yeah. Ready to go and fully tenant.
So you just find your niche, whatever it is, and have fun with it, and make sure you make money. And
that's a big one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because they're going to have an Airbnb one. They're talking about people about Airbnbs. That one I would stay away from right now, because a lot of people are like complaining and changing.
It's pretty volatile right now. Yeah, and the problem with the volatility of Airbnbs is a lot of time you're absentee owner, and so when city council meets to hear the neighbors' complaints about the bacchanalias that are happening at your Airbnb, which you say you're not supposed to do, but if someone's there and they're going to have a big old party, they have a big old party and they mess up the neighborhood. But you're not there to defend yourself. You're not there to say, look, this is the revenue I'm bringing into the city. This is what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, they had parties. I'll do better at that stuff. So you don't have a voice. You don't know that they're going to be meeting that night on Airbnbs, and so boom, all this legislation comes down to where the cities are restricting, making it almost impossible to have an Airbnb. Like in Colorado, you have to be it's got to be your primary residence.
Well, Colorado also has other laws like on land,
right?
If you own a lot of acreage, there's this huge taxes unless you live there and do other stuff with it. Because good friends of us bought 120 acres that burned, and they were like, okay, your taxes are this now. And he's like, what? And you're like, oh, well, but if you plant 20 trees and this, we'll
drop it down
to like 100 and some ridiculous number. And that's what they were doing. That's what they do. So you just amount of what your plan. Their plan is to build there and be there forever. But that's long term. Again,
right?
Where do you want to live? What's your plan? Where do you want to go? That's what I always tell people when they come to me about buying a house. I'm like, okay, where are you going to retire now?
Yeah.
Are you going to stay here forever? Because if you're going to be here for a short period of time and you can plan on leaving in 5 years, let's buy that 5-year house somewhere else and rent it out.
Smart.
Yeah. Because that way you're buying it at today's numbers, right?
Right. Not building a highway on tomorrow's numbers.
No. And then again, if you're looking at doing anything right now, like putting a pool in or doing anything else, don't do a refinance. Just get a HELOC or a HELoan. We have 2 different ones. A lot of places do where you have a fixed rate. And you have them where they're adjustable, which the adjustable ones are the ones which you get a line and you can draw on and keep drawing on it. The other one's like a fixed rate second. You pull out $60,000, you're at a fixed rate.
Yeah. And either pay that off early or whenever you want to pay it off, or refi when rates come back down.
And that's what, this is a plan where you take the money now, don't mess with your 2.99 or 2.75.
Yeah.
You take the money at on average, this is what they work. Don't quote me, on average, 7 to 8%.
Right.
Which sounds ridiculous, but if it's only $30,000 or $60,000, it's cheap. Put it on your credit card.
Yeah.
What do you mean 21%?
21%.
Yeah, exactly. No one has a problem with that. Would you like to put that on your credit card, sir?
Yes, sure.
No problem.
Yeah. I got this
pay it off someday.
Yeah. No, we won't.
Yeah. We all do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Some people do it a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's what bankruptcy's for.
Well, and we were talking bankruptcy. We were talking the other day about an increase in credit card applications. Correct?
No, that wasn't here.
That wasn't here?
No, but okay.
It might have been just in my brokerage.
Okay.
Maybe it was on the bus to the ball game.
Maybe it was. Pass me a
but,
please.
Credit cards, the increase on credit card applications is incredible.
Yeah, the increase in just credit card debt is incredible.
Yeah, true. But I mean, people with this inflation, people are using credit cards to fill the gap.
Yeah. So what I see is we're going to have a problem where you're going to see bankruptcies, not because of real estate, but because of credit card debt.
Right.
And you're going to see a lot of other companies closing up, mortgage companies, real estate companies.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one downtown close up the other day.
A mortgage company?
No, a real estate company.
Huh.
I don't know if they were moving to someplace else, but I just saw all the stuff coming out of it. And we can talk off screen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You saw my brain going.
It's just going to happen. It's just there's not enough deals.
It's the nature of the beast
for as many people as there are.
Right.
So, but if I'm always looking for additional real estate agents to help. So if you have anybody who needs some help,
what did you bring up?
Were
you going to share something?
No. What was I sharing about? You're talking about the things that are going to close up. That was the other thing. That was the helping.
Oh, that was okay.
I was just checking numbers. It's there. I'll put it back there. There you have it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought you were going to share something new.
No, that was just about what's, it's just the inflation isn't under control yet. We don't know what's going on with it. And it's like I constantly have been saying on the last few shows, as much as we say it's going to be this way, we really have no idea because we've never been here before. Anybody who says they know exactly what this is going to do is guessing.
Or they're the one you really want to talk to because they're the one pulling the strings.
Right. We don't know. We just keep spending all this money. We're not, and that's the problem right now. That's not supply side that the Fed's working on. It's the other side. The money supply needs to get taken away. But when we keep printing it for different programs and different it's just not going to happen.
Well, then you got all this additional BS is going on in the country. That's like, look at the smoke and mirrors over here, so you can't see what's really going on over here.
Yeah. Last week I was on the radio for like 6 hours all week, and during that period of time, that's a lot of the stuff I talked about is let's come together, stop fighting with it, get to know your neighbor, get to know people. We're all pretty much in the middle. We want the same things. Yes, some of us are a little bit out there on a couple things, but most of us in general want the same thing.
Yeah.
And get to know your neighbor, get to know people, because us fighting against each other, whether it's, Republican, Democrat, Independent, and they're fighting about my candidate's better than your candidate, whatever it is, we need to stop fighting. We need to understand where the other person is coming from. You need to understand where that other person is coming from and get along. And that's what I was trying to do.
And move on and learn to be bipartisan.
Move on. Yeah. Because
you don't get anything done the other way.
No, but a lot of these people on the far either side, and they're doing these agendas, want us fighting, and so they can do certain things, and we don't know that they're doing things because we're fighting with each other.
Yeah, look at this. Look at these silly fools over here. Let me do this to America.
All right, let's get off our soapbox and have a great day. So
real estate guys. Yeah. Just to let you know out there, it's still great. Yeah. Okay. The market is moving in California, in the Central Modesto area, in the Central Valley. Things are moving and happening, and buyers are able. We've got agents in the office that are contacting all their old buyers and getting them into contract. Mm-hmm. So this is a time to buy.
They're actually calling people?
Yeah, it's amazing.
No way.
Well, my office. I mean, we're pretty cool. We got it all going on.
Yeah, now is the time to get into contract. You're gonna wish you did. The positive thing about not having as much real estate built is we're not gonna have a bubble because we don't have enough real estate built.
Exactly,
and we're not gonna see that.
And as long as your job is stable, buy a house.
Yeah, and people are going to continue to move out of this area because they want to move somewhere else. They don't like the politics of California. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I like the weather.
So turn their house into your home.
Yeah, I like the weather, so I'm staying here.
Oh, man.
That's the one thing people don't understand. Once you leave California, you have to deal with
the weather.
Yep.
Well, and we always say those mosquitoes that could take the little babies away.
That's right. I remember as a kid, we'd pull up in Colorado. We're like, let's go to the lake. Come on, we're by here. We'd pull up and then International Scout 2. Those.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, my dad's like, are you sure you want to go? Yeah. So we pull up. And all of a sudden, there's so many mosquitoes on the windows. He goes, do you want to get out? No, that's okay, Dad.
Yeah. Can we go to the hotel?
Can we go home?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Make it a great Wednesday, guys.
Be careful out there. It's going to be warm, just like yesterday. So drink a lot of water
or
something. Yeah. But if you're drinking the other stuff, stay out of the sun. Also
have some water.
Yeah. Stay out of the sun or be in the shade.
Why? Was bad things happen?
I guess so.
Okay. I can't
especially if you're in the lake, in a river or a lake. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep your head above water.
And stay out of canals.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. According to that frog.
Yeah. That was my lap pool as a kid.
Yeah. Well, that's how we cooled off in the